Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining in for today's session. We'll just wait a couple of minutes for everyone to join in and then we can start with the webinar today. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you again for joining in today's webinar, which is titled as Winning Sales Strategies, Proven Techniques to Drive the Top Line in the SME Segments. So for today, we have with us Mr. Kumar Mallampalli. He will be the moderator for today's session. He is a partner and co-founder at RheinBrucke IT Consulting, heading delivery, operations, product services, and channel marketing, providing solutions in ERP, enterprise solutions, and product development in a global delivery model for the mid-market segment focused on the EMA region. He's also the co-founder for Modeling Sourcing, which is listed in the Gartner Market Guide for e-sourcing as a point solution for strategic sourcing for manufacturing sector. He is also an esteemed member of the NASSCOM SME Council representing the Tamil Nadu region. I would request Mr. Kumar to take the lead and introduce our speaker for today and also set the context for the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, Jagriti, and thanks for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very excited to moderate this very interesting session on sales and business development strategies. This is the first part of a three-part series. We will be today focusing on specifically sales and business development function. Few of the things we'll be talking about are what are the basic building blocks for a successful sales and business development function, how to scale up the sales function. All these questions are always, I guess, at the top of the mind for all of us all the time, because at the end of the day, we are in business to grow the business. How the sales process differs from geo to geo, how to differentiate strategy from a matured market and emerging market. So one size doesn't fit all. How do we take care of everything, right? I'm really happy to kick off this series with an outstanding speaker, someone who literally stands for, the been there, done that in the sales world. A warm welcome to Manoj. First of all, Manoj, a big thank you for help us kicking off this series with this fantastic session on sales and business development. Manoj has 36 years of business leadership.
And good afternoon to you all.
Afternoon, Manoj, and afternoon, everyone, once again. Manoj has 36 years of business leadership experience with key focus on business development, alliances, sales, pre-sales, delivery across the entire IT sector. He's a BE and Masters from BITS Pilani. He graduated in '86 and he's since then been in the IT industry. So he's literally a real veteran of the industry. He retired from TCS in October 22 and he's done over 2.5 decades of sales, business development across various geographies and markets in TCS as well as in HCL Tech. He started as a delivery person. He started as a system analyst and then did delivery roles like project manager, on-site project lead, etc. And then in 1997, he moved into the sales role for the first time as the regional manager for Southern California. He was based out of LA. And then he was the country head for the India Enterprise Solutions business from, let's say, 2000 to 2005. He built the pre-sales for India enterprises from scratch across various product lines of TCS. In 2005, he became the first full-time head for TCS for head of Middle East and Africa business, and he was based out of Dubai. He expanded the region very significantly over the 3 years that he held this role, and he then moved back to India. For a brief while, a couple of years, he was in HCL Tech. He headed enterprise sales for SAP for India and EMEA. And then he rejoined TCS. And from 2010 till he retired in 22, he was in TCS doing various strategic roles. He started off with strategic sales for TCS IN. Then he moved to APAC and he was country head for Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan. Then he developed the business plan for the New Zealand geography. Then he was heading sales and heading operations and delivery for the healthcare business unit. And then in 2019, he transitioned to government business unit in India, and he was heading the state government business unit until he retired. Thanks once again, Manoj, and I'm looking forward to this very, very interesting session. Welcome, and over to you.
Thanks, Kumar, for the introduction and for having this opportunity to talk to people for development of IT, business development in IT specifically, and how to manage it. So, for the benefit of all, see, if you look at it from sales perspective, when we talk about sales, so sales, I'm sure, will not be new to any one of you, because anyone and everyone is doing sales in some form or the other throughout the life on daily basis. We are selling something. Like even when you're hiring a person, he's trying to sell his services to you. So basically, he's trying to sell himself to you to be hired. That is what he's trying to do. So anyone, whether it's a delivery person, whether it's a salesperson, anyone and everyone is doing some sort of sales throughout their lives every day. They've been doing it. So I have prepared a couple of slides basically to drive this session. I'll present those slides to you now. Let me open it. Is my slide visible to you guys now?
Yep.
Kumar, can you see the slides?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah. So this is what I want to drive in this particular thing. How you can drive it when we look at it. What are the things? So if we look at it, what we all know, what is involved in the sales? What are the steps that were involved in the sales? And that is true for any of the sales, whether it is IT or anything. Is to find the leads where we can do to build up the pipeline with that. What are the requirements and the pain points of the prospect whom we are going to talk to, for whom we are looking for the work, who is looking when we are looking for the opportunities. Proposal with solution to address the requirements, and finally closing a deal. So these are the typical steps all of us know which are there. So I'm not going to dwell on this because everyone knows what we are, what we do, and how we do all the things. So this is known to everyone. Now, what matters is how do we do it in different geographies? What is required? Well, because all of you are the IT people, IT startups, if I can use the word of startups, and how you want to, the basic objective is to expand. You are in India, you want to expand to, as Kumar was mentioning, mature markets or into the APAC or into MEA, how you can earn your revenue. And as everyone knows, for all the Indian IT companies, majority of the revenues come from the overseas business that they drive, or the large IT companies, which you see today, comes from there. So when we talk of any geography, what is the most important part of it when we approach for sales over there? There are cultural differences. End result, what we want to drive is the same, that is to do a sales. The cultural differences, you look in India itself. We say India has variety of cultures, right? Like North culture is different, the South culture in the South is different. Even to do the sales within India itself, you all realize how things are different. If you want to do the government business, the the culture is different. If you want to do it in a private environment, private companies, the environment is different or the culture is different. That's what we all talk about. So it is very, very important to learn what the cultural differences are to wherever you're going, and we have to adapt to them. Adoption is the key. How we can go there and do it. Okay, in any particular region, anywhere, whether you go to Middle East, you go to APAC, you go to Europe, wherever you're going, you have to first understand, learn how the people behave, what the cultures are. If you are going for a face-to-face meeting, okay, with the customer, again there are few things which are to be considered and taken into consideration very, very deeply, and it makes a lot of difference in that. First and foremost is the physical appearance of yours. How well you are, what you look at. That's your physical appearance. That's what we are talking about. How you look and smell. Are you well dressed? Have you put up what we're looking at? How you look and smell makes a difference, because we have seen and observed the people over there in our uh, they may we used to hear it from customers. People smell of curry. Now, okay, when your Indians are over here, so that so they basically don't like it. So we have to ensure and see how do we smell over there, how we are liking, are we well groomed, are our clothes well ironed, are we wearing the proper suits? We should go in formals. Okay, there how what whenever we are going for customer meetings. Well, there are two important things in it. I will say, you are not only representing your company. First and foremost, you are representing the country before you represent your company over there. Okay, so that is what is most important part is, you look in sports, what happens when anyone is going from whichever part of the country anyone goes, we say he is representing India, right? We don't say he is representing Haryana or he is representing Tamil Nadu. We always say he is representing India. So that is, so when you are going there, you may be representing your country first, but first of all, you are representing the country. And nowadays, actually, scenario has changed. Okay, the world, everyone knows what India is. I'm talking about 25, 30 years back. It was all very, very difficult. The things are very different at that point of time. But the basics still remain the same. Basics never change. With the coming up of technology, things will become faster. Things will become easier, but things don't change. The basics don't change. How you shake hands, that all makes a difference in developing a relationship with with the persons whom you are meeting, the prospects that you are meeting over there. Communication. We all, I mean, sales guys are known for their communication skills. That is one of the basic thing, how you communicate. See, in some countries or some places, the communication could be direct. They may be upfront saying what it is. If it is not good, they will say no. For example, if you look at it, the cultural difference, one very big difference when we say, if they are in overseas countries, whether it is Europe or US or something, if they have to say no, I don't want to do this, they will clearly say no. We Indians have not learned to say no. Even now, customer will say anything, we'll say yes, we will do it. We will bend backwards to fulfill the requirements of the customer. If it is something is to be said no, that is what about cultural differences. I was talking about it from direct and indirect perspective, how the people will communicate. It could be to your business or it could be related to anything else. So that is again part of cultural differences that we're talking about. And last and basically the most important part of anything, anything in uh, building up sales or from business development perspective is the trust. How you can win the trust of your prospect to the customer. Until unless you have developed that trust that yes, you can deliver it. How? So basically, before you can close a sale, until unless the customer gets convinced that what you're talking about, you know your product, how well you know your product. You should be knowing in and out what your product does if you're doing a product selling. See, in IT, there are two types of things now. One is the product selling and one is the services selling. Okay. So if you're doing product selling, you must know your product in and out. The sales guy should practice, should dirty their hands with the product. They should be playing around with the product inside out. They should know all the navigations where the screens are going, what all uh, modules, what all they are doing, what are the each and every module expected to do. They should, and the best way to do it is to play around with it. You take a test environment, spend a week, lock yourself in a room, and just play. Whatever you don't understand, wherever you have doubt, make notes. Talk to the product team, product management team who has developed the product and clear your doubts. This will help you a lot to learn more about the product. And then it will be far more easier to go and do it there. You can also do a role play even before you go out and sell. When I say role play, whether I mean all of you understand that. Maybe you try and sell it to your boss. Or as the leaders of your organizations, I would recommend you ask your sales team to first deliver it to your sales head within the organization, persons who are below you, the newcomers or the sales guys who are coming, learning about the products. Let them try and sell it to your sales head, internal sales head first. Once he is convinced, yes, he can do it, then he should come and sell it to you. The reason I am saying this is from mentoring perspective, whether it is you or whether it is your sales head, they should mentor the people. The objective here is not to fire the people or say, no, you are good for nothing, you don't learn. Idea is, if you are raising those objections, how soon they can learn the objections, so that objections which will be raised by customer, they can be well prepared to answer those. That is the objective, and how that is going to help them a lot. And that if you can convince the customer, that is what the trust is all about. Your trust, gaining trust from the customer is what is going you're going to gain, and gain a lot from the building, and building relationship. That is what will help you in building up the relationship from them. So that is about the cultural differences that what I wanted to tell you about. In any part of the world that you go, Europe will differ with the US. Even if you look at it in Europe and US, which I have noticed, one basic difference always has been, if you look at Europe, it's very formally dressed, very formally dressed on daily basis also. Okay, you would have noticed even in the cricket matches that you watch, or any match which you watch in England, most of the viewers, most of the spectators in the stadium, they would be in their suits. Most of them, not all, but most of them, right? Where you go to America, they'll be very casual. They'll be in their shorts and t-shirts. So that's part of the cultural difference between the two places. How people dress up over there. So wherever you go, we need to understand those cultural differences, learn and adopt. Now, then the challenge comes: is the sales process different in different countries? The sales steps remain the same as we said. Now, when we are coming to the sales process, what needs to be done from your perspective? We have to understand what are the different stages of the sales process that we are talking about it. First and foremost is you have to identify a potential customer. In any country we are going, wherever we want to go, how do we identify a potential customer? See, nowadays, okay, it's extremely important, which was there in those days also, in our days also. And as I said, the basics remain the same. Okay, ease of doing business has become, it's far more easier now because of the technology. You can get a lot more information is available on the internet. Okay, that if you on a tip of a finger, you can get anything and everything. But first and foremost, from my perspective, to get into business at anywhere in any part of the country is we need to have a business or a channel partner in that particular. Extremely important, rather than going on your own initially itself. See, once you set up a base, once you have reached a particular threshold, you can be on your own. Very good. Everyone wants to be on their own. But initially, to start with, you should have a business or a channel partner to go over there, because he understands the local laws. He understands the cultural differences over there. He understands the culture of the place, the language of the place, which is different. And he'll have connects where he can also help you in identifying a customer. For example, if you want to go to Hong Kong, another basic aspect of it before I jump into that is you should be very clear to go small. In the sense, choose particular verticals which you want to go on, rather than expanding very quick. Supposingly, if your product obviously must have been implemented somewhere before you are taking it abroad. If in India, supposingly you say you want to cater it to 7 verticals, you see what are your 2 best verticals to whom you have catered to. Try and choose small. If you want to go to any particular country, take for example, if you want to go to Hong Kong, you look at those 2 verticals which you have chosen. Say one is, for example, one is financial services, right? And one is, say, manufacturing, for example. You look at who are the top manufacturers over there. You look at which are the big financial services of a company, and that information you can get on internet nowadays very easily, as I said. So that plays a very big role. Once you have those data available with you, once you have identified a channel partner, a business partner you have made, and that government of India helps. I think there are a lot of trade fairs which happen with the countries. So once, if you have zeroed in on a particular country, you need to identify a channel partner. Trade fairs which happen, which are done by Commerce Ministry or whomever, you can't really figure it out. And trade fairs, besides having a booth, if you are having, which is a very good idea, you should potentially target it to look at who can be your channel partners. Maybe you can take help of internet as well over there to figure it out. What are the leading companies over there with who can be your potential business partner or a channel partner in that particular country, which is a very, very big help. So if I tell you one very simple example, you all must be knowing it because I'm assuming that you all are working in different parts of the country or of the world, sorry. Like in a simple, I'll give you a very simple example. In India, we call something there is something GST, right? In all the in some countries, they don't call it GST, they call it withholding tax. Right. This is a very simple thing. Person who is going out for the first time may not be aware of it. So that is where if you have a channel partner, business partner over there, and your finance team can really help out to understand these things better. Okay, what we call here is GST is called withholding tax and uh, things associated with it. So that's extremely important. So two important things is find a channel partner, identify the verticals, if whether it is in services space or whether it is in horizontal in a product space you want to go abroad anywhere. So you'll have some of your key customers with your work. You must be carrying the case studies of those customers that you have worked on. Have some video testimonials from those customers that you have on. So that is that once you have the channel partner, they will help you to connect with the prospect. And once you are connecting with the prospect, all your things, when I said the video testimonial or all those things will help you and can help you. Initially, when we are connecting with the prospect, ideally, I would say when your person with the business channel partner, because channel partner knows over there, once you've given us the list of say to top 20 companies, okay, he may know some of them, he may have connects over there with some of them and may take you and may get you a meeting over there. But when you're going for a face-to-face meeting, I would recommend, or it is recommended, that instead of a one person, we should send minimum two persons over there. Okay. Idea is if there are two, they can handle the objections better. Okay. And they should have one could be a sales guy. If one is a sales guy, the second should be a pre-sales person who understand and who the product inside out, who can talk technology as well. Right. So primarily their interest would be how you tackle my business problem, how you tackle my business issues. So your salesperson should be very, very well trained and knowledgeable, plus supported with a technical person or a pre-sales person who knows more about the operations, who knows more about the things, and can quote the case studies, can quote the testimonials, and to take it up. For your product, there should be a compelling story, or for your services, there should be a compelling story. Right? When you talk about product, you must have done an initial study somewhere. You must have started with one vertical. I'm sure if currently you are doing it for say multiple verticals, say 6 verticals, your product from day one wouldn't have started with 6 verticals. You would have taken someone as an anchor customer in confidence to start with and develop your product around that. So that is your core competency from where your product would have started. So what was the compulsion? What was the compelling story? What is your main point? Okay, for your particular, what is the niche for a particular product that you have developed for which you want to sell it? You should have a compelling story around that for that to take it to the customer. How the features were built, what was done, and how the satisfied your existing customers are, and that is what needs to come from a compelling from the testimonials that we are talking about. And remember one thing, when we are talking of sales, sales is a teamwork. Sales is not a one-person job. It will look a one-person job. It is not a one-person job. Because sales is always a teamwork. There are too many things involved in a sale. A salesperson may open the door, may start developing a relationship with the prospect. Okay. But at the end of it, there has to be a team who comes and does the consulting, who comes and do the requirement study for the customer, what it is, if it is a services type of services. But if it is a product, then there again, what customization may be required. Your product rarely, I may be wrong, but rarely it may be a plug and play. Some customization may be required for that particular region, for that particular country. So someone has to go and understand that what it is, what it should be. So it should be the sales team, there's a pre-sales team involved who is doing this study. There's a team involved who is working on the proposal for that particular customer, understanding it. there is a team from finance team is involved to look at the numbers, at what rates to quote, what are our margins, what is the profitability, and also there is a team involved who has to go for a product demo or a presentation with the customer before you involve a sale, before you close the sale. Once you have closed the sale, there is a um, legal team which will be involved to work on the contract. So sale, if you look at it, the various stages of sales till you have signed the contract, it's not a 1%. Okay, sales is good. It is good to be said. Okay, my sale and the sales has been done by this particular salesperson. He's my star sales guy. No, everyone is. It's a star sales team. Okay, ideally it's a star sales team. You have to acknowledge, and you should acknowledge your team completely, rather than only the salesperson who was the front end person. He's extremely important, no doubt. But equally or more important is your back end team who is supporting him. So what I'm
Yep, Manoj, you're back. I think we lost you for a second.
oh sorry.
You'll need to share the screen again.
Okay. Is it there?
Not yet. Meanwhile, there's a audience question specific to this is how to build my channel or how to find a channel partner. I think maybe that is also something you can talk about.
Okay. See, as I mentioned about the channel partner, which is the most important part of it, is there are trade fairs which are conducted by Commerce Ministry or Indian government. You should one way is to look at from that trade places where we can. Second is, as I said, nowadays internet is there, and anything and everything with the AI also coming in, it gives a lot of help. Where it can give you some names of some companies in that particular region who could be the potential channel partners. You can do the background research or background search for those particular companies, and then take a call whom to partner with.
In
Because you
NASSCOM,
have to look at the terms, you have to
yeah,
look at the terms and conditions, how to go about it. And
yeah. NASSCOM also does a lot of these sessions. There are regular tours arranged, and they arrange meetings, meetups with partners in those countries. Usually every year there are at least 4, 5, sometimes more such trips to explore new geographies. So yeah, there's also an avenue for identifying.
yeah, so for taking the point further what Kumar just mentioned. So when NASSCOM is, or anyone is a government of India or NASSCOM is arranging tours, you should be on the lookout and try whomever you are meeting over there, can they be a potential partner, channel partner? But that will be your base. Okay, you have to put your person over there once the channel you sign up with a channel partner, because they can't be running around, or they won't be running around for you. You should ideally put up a person physically. I know it will be a strain, but that needs to be worked out, how to say. That's part of investment strategy, that you need to see how you can put your person over there from sales. And that is where I was coming to, as knowledgeable salesperson and a compelling story, which he'll only be able to say much better than the channel partner. Channel partner can help you in opening the doors, taking you over there along with the salesperson. So after first meeting, he may have a little or no role to play, but obviously your terms and conditions with him has to look at it, what it is, and how to go about it. So in any country, wherever we go, getting the first customer is extremely important for us to, when they put it. It may take time. It's a thing of a lot of patience is required. Okay, there may be rejections, but it is see, rejections is part of life anywhere and everywhere. You you may not be able to win everything. You have to show a lot of patience to get your first win in any particular country, right? But once you get that kind, it could be you may employ or apply various strategies to get the first customer. Obviously, your product and your services niche is the key. That is the key. But on price perspective, how important the price is. Could it play a role? Yes, it could play a role. If you're looking at X% of margin in every particular thing, and that is your goal or target, internal things, that is okay. But have a look at it. What delta X can you drop? Can you drop delta X? Can you drop 2 delta X? Can you drop 3 delta X? Because getting the first customer is important. Like in very business jargon, which all of you must be knowing it pretty well, buy the account. Okay. So maybe for first account, you have to buy the account because you have to settle there and establish yourself over there. Establish yourself over there. So that is, you have to figure it out. That can work as your anchor customer, right? You can work after delivering well to him. You can build up case studies. You can build up your video testimonials with him, which will help you getting other business. Also, he can refer you to other places, right? You can ask them directly because once you have developed a relationship with them, you can always ask them if they can refer you somewhere else. Okay. So ideally, all those things are practical and feasible to be done and see how to go about it. What about it? Get the customer testimonial, which will be required. Okay. And which I've said, customer testimonial. This will help you in building up, in setting your shop over there, settling over there in any particular new geography where you're going. If you, Kumar, if you want to take up any questions pertaining to how to, from the market perspective, going into new geography, maybe we can take up here itself before if the
Yeah,
questions are enough. Do you think you have a couple of questions?
yeah.
Otherwise, before I move to next slide.
There is one question which I had asked this question, when I started early on, and then I keep hearing this again and again. I'm sure it must be in the top of mind for a lot of people. Uh, how do you start putting together a business plan for a new geography? Say we are planning in 2025 to get into, I don't know, maybe Africa. How do we go about? Uh, of course, the channel partner is the second step, right? The first step before that is, how do I even go there? Is there any basic homework I need to do before I go there?
Hmm. Yeah. See, when you are looking to go into any new geography,
Yeah.
okay, nowadays, as I was mentioning, because of the net, things are slightly easier and cheaper. Now, as I said, depending on your services or depending on your product, whatever field we are in, and how many verticals we are working, we have to see. And I would say, or I would recommend that we should, wherever we are entering into a new market, we should enter small. For example, if you are working in 7 verticals, for example, which are your 2 best verticals out of it, right? So which gives you either maximum revenue or you have a lot of resources available in your organization for that, which can deliver you the best. Like we always say, we have to look for the um, anyway. So we should look for it. Whatever are best 2 verticals, choose those 2 verticals. So supposingly you have chosen 2 verticals. Through the net, we can look at what are the top 20 companies or what are the top 40 companies in any particular region you can look at. And then you can do a research and assess to whether how these companies would be, whether your products or your services are suitable for these organizations after going through the background of those companies. If they are, as I said, that once we need to find a channel partner over there rather than jumping on your own over there for the simple thing. uh, Although India is very well restricted nowadays anywhere and everywhere across the world, okay, then what we saw those days, for example, uh, when we started doing sales, people still used to think India as a land of snake charmers, and that is what how the conversations used to start many a times before. The scenario has changed a lot. Scenario has changed a lot post 2000 and later, subsequently later, when the markets opened up. So now India is very, very well respected, especially in the IT field, the most. And India has given so many global CEOs uh, across the world. You are all aware of that. So look at the channel partner. Look at what are the potential. From choose your best verticals which you can deliver well. Have the testimonials, customer things ready with you. Prepare a pricing model for that particular country. Okay. Now, nowadays, again, from the net, things could be very easily available. What could be the price range, or what is the cost or cost of living for a particular family or a particular bachelor over there to arrive at a to arrive at the rates or to arrive at what you're going to pay to your employees over there, whether it is salaries or whether it is allowances, whichever model your companies may be having. Okay. So, what I recommend and suggest, you can extrapolate it and do it more. For from pricing perspective, so I've said 2 point. Third point obviously comes on pricing and how to pay your employees. So, from supposingly we how to put it. Okay, let's say for sake of simplicity, and as I'm saying, you can extrapolate it further. We make 4 buckets for resources because ultimately in IT it's a very non-tangible thing. Okay, it's not tangible. You can't see it physically. Okay, all services that we are giving or the product that we have made, it's all intangible to the naked eye, right? So it's a cost belongs to the people. It's maximum cost of our organizations are in the manpower cost. If you look at it, so how well you want to pay the employee? Now put it in 4 buckets. Say 0 to 3 years of experience, say 3 to 6 years of experience, 6 to 10 years, and 10 plus. Make 4 buckets. You can. That is what my idea is. And look at the type of resources you have in each bracket. You may be having a programmer, you may be having a business analyst, maybe having a data analyst, you may be having a project lead. Okay, project lead may not fall in 0 to 3 years, it may be primarily 6 plus or something. So in these buckets, whatever number of layers you have, 5 layers, 6 layers, 7 layers of of the resources that you have, put it over there. With the average salary which you have got it from the net, you map it with in the 4 brackets. So on say on y-axis, you have the number of years of experience, and that is your y bucket. On x-axis, you can have the resources, right? So supposingly you have a 7 layers of resources, for example. So there are 7 rows in the x and for 4 rows in the y vertical that we are talking about. Now in each cell, just jot down what are the average salaries over there, right? Now over from this average salaries, monthly salaries that you have got, you arrive or you derive. You have to derive it and finally arrive it at the monthly rates of your resources or the daily rate of the resources of your cost, basically. Of what I'm talking about is, and finally you have to add your margins and you have to add overheads which are there, which you can charge to the customer. That is how you could possibly arrive at the pricing for your resources over there. So same price may not work for each country, right? Because cost of living may be different in different countries. Right? What the cost of living in Dubai will not be the same in Switzerland or the UK or the Chicago. So when I say look at the salary, I'm talking from that particular geography perspective. Look at what are the average salaries, right? And then define. So some one thing for one place where say $5,000 may be sufficient. Other places it may require $7,000, or other place it may require $4,500. So it could vary from location to location. From the average monthly salary is what I'm talking about. And then if the by monthly your outgo is so much, you build up your margins, you build up all the things, and that will take you to arrive at the end customer pricing that you can offer. Obviously, you need to leave for room for negotiations to go and figure it out. And also, you may require to add a margin for your channel partner, because channel partner will also take his cut depending on your terms and conditions that has been agreed upon. So these three are the key parameters to take over there. And then obviously you have a list of the potential customers. You can have a short term and a long term plan for that particular country. Like when I say short term and long term, so in short term, if you're starting with 2 verticals, say in 18 months, I want to stabilize with these two verticals, and slowly I enter with two more verticals, or maybe if your ambitious plan, one should be ambitious, obviously. You can add maybe four verticals or six verticals or open all your verticals in that particular region, depending on how much you can support over there.
I think people usually miss out doing the addressable market analysis, right? You are in a vertical and the vertical doesn't exist in a country. Say the country is too small, or they are focused on something else. It's a trading economy. Say it's typically a small country with primarily on trading. You can't really sell manufacturing services there if they don't manufacture. So I think one
Yeah, right.
sanity check
So,
should
so
have to be done.
correct. See, first of all, you have to look your what is the best you have to offer, right? You
Yeah,
can only offer what you have. You can't offer. So then you have to understand whether whatever you are offering are the need over there or not, and
yeah,
then go with those verticals. So
yeah.
when I said best two, supposingly as you said, one could be okay, one of them doesn't work over there. So you may go to the next one for you and figure it out what works in that particular region.
Absolutely. There's an audience question, Manoj, on is there any recommended commission for a channel partner? I know it's really very subjective, but do you?
It's a very difficult question to answer.
Yeah,
Very difficult question to answer. It may vary from country to country and from partner to partner, but uh, very difficult to answer. Ideally, it should be less than 20%. Ideally, it should be less than 20%, not more than 20% at all.
yeah. You need to leave something for yourself and your costs. Finally,
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
absolutely. Yeah. Sure. There are lots of questions coming, but I just had something from my side as well. I just wanted to ask in this particular context, uh, you know, if the SMEs are or mid-sized companies are pursuing deals, they have a lot more constraints than a more established company, right? Because they may have fewer customers or they may have fewer lesser presence, etc. So, are there any tips or tricks, a smaller size company can keep in mind to survive? First of all, survival itself can be sometimes a little challenging, but then growth comes next. So, anything specific that a smaller size company, some tricks they can use to, you know,
Mm. Okay, couple of things which come to my mind, Kumar, are whoever your existing customers are, maintain those relationships well, okay, which can keep your lights on, okay. And remember one thing, and I'm sure you all know since you are in this field, uh, the cost of acquiring a new customer is much more than continuing with the existing customer and getting repeat business from that particular customer. Okay, so try to stick to your customers over there, retain your customers. For which, what is important is the relationships, which I'm trying to cover in the next slide. The things which are there. So what? Okay, right now I will just say retain your customer to keep your lights on, which is extremely important to for your survival point of view. Sorry, what was the second part of the question?
any any tricks they can apply to improve market penetration.
Okay, okay. Now, second option or trick suggestion which could be there is you may try to partner with larger IT companies which are there in India, for which you really need to show your niche to them, right? One is it could be the outsourced within India only, or it could be abroad also, depending on the nature of product you have. If you have a product, okay, you have a better chance to partner with them and to go anywhere. All your services. So it both works. Both the things work. Your services as well as this. So whether it could be larger companies, whether it is Wipro, Infosys, TCS, Cognizant, Accenture, so on and so forth. Okay, all of them. See, there is a scarcity of resources everywhere. these are very mammoth companies, but still they are always resources are scarce. Always resources are scarce. If I tell you, I mean, just when I entered TCS in 1989, we were always short of resources. Even when I retired in 2022, we were always short of resources. So there's always a scarcity of resources or the required resources with the appropriate skills that you're looking for. So if you have your resources, trained, skilled resources very, very much, you can always offer. That could be another route to partner with and be you can take a whole, either you can, it can be again two ways to do it. If you have a product, you can put your product over there and along with its services. Second could be your team can imbibe over there and gel over there as part of their services, or they could take some people on like man and power resources, time and material resources, whichever way. But that potentially can take you over there. Once you have gone over there as resources, maybe the connects of those particular companies can be passed on to. I'm not saying to, don't take me wrong. I'm not in any way trying to say ki you, with whichever partner you have gone, you exit out of that. I'm saying you can look for new opportunities and make relationships and make connects over there in those companies wherever you're gone with the key customer. You are wherever you are a sub.
Yeah. There's one associated question that has also come up with this is how can a small company prepare if they are going to meet a big customer and the company is really small? What homework they should do, how they should. I think that's also very critical. Homework, even I'm sure even for a large company like TCS, homework is very, very important. A smaller company, homework will become much more important, I guess. So, what kind of homework should they be doing to get in there?
See, from homework perspective, uh, so I assume you are getting a meeting over there. Okay, you have got to connect either through your local partner or through your own channels, through your own friends or relatives. You have got a meeting over there. Now, obviously, first of all, you need to understand customers' business, what customers' business line is. Uh, Secondly, what is important is, as I said in my previous slide, at least 2% should travel. Okay, you are doing the homework to understand that particular thing. When you are in front of the customer, okay, you should be speaking customer's language, customer's jargon. One of you should be able to speak that particular jargon. Then only customer gets convinced, yes, you understand business, you can. And if you have executed some projects in that particular vertical, okay, that will be very, very handy case studies to showcase to them or the video testimonials to showcase to them. These are the few tips, okay, which I can think offhand to be given from homework perspective, because you need to know what customer wants, what is the customer's back organization do, and if you know his pain point, I don't know whether in advance you will know or only after going over there, And so that is, if you have a product and on a similar on the same vertical, you have already implemented it. That is the bigger case point for you. You might have done it in a smaller company. That is right. Okay. So we are, so for examples, one company is 10 million and one company is a billion. Okay. If you're going to a $1 billion company, but you have done it in a $10 million company, okay, which is on of the same vertical. So you have learned the jargon for that particular company. You've learned the uh, business processes for that particular company. And when you're talking to that $1 billion company, if you're speaking the same language, what customer wants to hear, that would be very, very helpful to you to go and talk.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Of course, with social media, LinkedIn, etc., you can also profile the person you are meeting, and now there is so much more possible. I think earlier that was not possible at all, but you can at least get to know the person, what they do, etc. Also, besides, I think access and using what is already available is key. Thanks for that, Manoj. There are so many questions coming, but maybe we can move on and then I'll come back.
Shall I move to the next slide first?
Absolutely.
Shall I move to the next slide first?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So See, so next slide, what I'm going to talk about is once we have got a basically, we talked about this pricing, customer based over there. Customer based pricing has to be there. We need to have a local partner and margin consideration. I think this got covered already. Whenever you're pricing for a particular thing, through a different question, arrived at a customer country based pricing. I to mentioned about that x-axis, y-axis, 4 buckets in 7 rows. How you can do that, you have to take into consideration what you need to pay to your local partner as well, because that needs to be built in into this beside, because that's part of overheads you can consider. And then you have to take into consideration your margins, what you want to take before you arrive at the final customer pricing that we're talking about. Right now, the next thing which comes about this is once you have got a customer. I was talking about retaining the customer, right? And you need a repeat business over there. When we are going for a second business or second opportunity to hit to the customer after completing a first project, for repeat business, as we say, the sales team effort is minimal. Now, don't take me wrong. Okay, when I'm saying sales team effort is minimal, sales team effort is minimal. Okay, does not require much effort. Owner shift somewhere else, because equally the effort required. And I remember I said it's a sales is never a one-person job. Sales is a team effort. Okay, so that is the key which needs to be, which all you should all remember that particular thing. It's always a teamwork. So the owners shifts from the salesperson initially to your delivery team. Owners of repeat sales moves to delivery team. Why I am saying this, and you all will realize it in your life, and which happens in your day-to-day activities also. If you think about it, there'll be multiple examples that you can get about this. If your first project has not been delivered well, forget the repeat business from the customer. So I'm not saying literally, but it will be very, very difficult to get your management time. Lot of management time will be required. Your lot of delivery commitments will be required to be to ensure that the delivery will be well and on time and whatever needs to be done. So this is an extremely important component to be remembered. And how to do the delivery. I mean, you all are aware of it, but I just want to repeat it. Okay, your delivery has to be good. Your delivery has to be of quality. Okay, when you are giving to it, the project lead, the project management has to be very, very good, and at this particular time of your. If you are lagging into the project management, your regular reviews are extremely, extremely important for this particular thing when we are talking about. Okay, reviews, internal reviews. You as the leader of the company. Okay, I'm okay. I pardon me for whatever I'm saying because I don't know the size of your company, but you'll have to take off time for the reviews. Depending on the size of the project, how many months it is, whether you require a fortnightly review or you need a monthly review, please do participate in those reviews so that delivery teams know you are monitoring them. Review it. I'm not trying to threaten. Again, please pardon me. I'm not trying to say threaten them. No, need not. Mentor them. Mentor works better than threats. Mentoring is a better tool than in anything else to do it. If someone has done wrong sometime, it's okay. He has to learn from that. He should not be repeating those mistakes. Okay. So we have to take care of that from quality management perspective, what our outputs are coming, what needs to be done. So a lot of time has to be spent on that. Internal reviews are must, and you should spend time. Not only internal reviews, once a month, ideally, the review should happen with customer also. Why I'm saying is so that customer and you are in sync. Supposing it's a 4 months project, for argument's sake. Customer knows at the end of each month where we are. Maybe in the 4th month, at the end of 3rd month, have another review after two weeks before you give a final delivery. Because see, when we are executing a particular project, you may require a lot of inputs from customer side also. It's not always as a vendor, we only have to work and deliver. There could be requirements, there could be sign-offs, there could be some XYZ things which are dependent on customer side. Are they giving it to us? So when you are having your monthly reviews with the customer, bring it out very clearly. What is required from the customer? What is required from us? And internally also, why I am emphasizing internal review where you should be there is as a leader is if they need any help, whether in terms of technology, in terms of knowledge, in terms of um, anything else. Okay, you can provide that in terms of resources, for example, you can provide that help because you understand the importance of the delivery. And ideally, I would again recommend because I'm assuming your sizes are, but you need to take out time, whatever your size of the organization is, to for external reviews, you be present with the customer in those customer meetings. These nowadays, because of these video facilities, it can be done over the video calls. Your presence over there will make customer feel how important that customer is for you. For customer is for you, and you may be able to ask questions which are probably your team may not be. If there is something what is pending on the customer to be asked. Another very important thing in this is I don't know whether I mentioned here it or not is the communication which I'm missing here. When I'm saying communication, I'm sure you must be sending regular reports to your customer, whether weekly or fortnightly or monthly, I don't know. But whatever it is, it is a good practice to have it. Very, very good practice for that particular project to submit regular reports to customer as well. And even if it is a review done, we prepare a minute of this review, which can serve as a report itself to be shared with the customer. Communication is the key. Why I'm saying this is most of the time if you are not having a joint reviews, we'll say okay, everything is fine, everything is hunky dory for a 4 month project. Till the end of third month, you have said everything is fine. Last week, 2 days before, you will say sorry, there is a delay, it will be delivered 1 month later. Customers get very, very upset with that. If they are part of regular reviews, they know where we are, whether delay is from your side or delay is from customer side. Irrespective of that, that communication is the key to go ahead and do it and deliver it. Testing is the most important part of any particular project, and I'm sure you all know that. I'm sure you all know that. Okay. When we are doing the testing, how the test plans are being prepared. Okay. What are the regular test data? I do test environment with you have to test. Uh, Besides the regular test data, you need to check for the exceptional conditions. You need to check for the boundary conditions. You need to check for the volume testing. These are extremely, extremely important things. I'll give you two examples for this particular thing. Irrespective of the size of the project, it is important. But that shows your delivery quality. Okay, I'll give you two personal examples I'm saying, and one is common. It's in public domain. I will say that, but uh, see, one is we had a PPF account, and my daughter was getting married, so I needed to close that account. Earlier in PPF of India, they used to give the interest, and it used to be in paisa also. So, like supposing my corpus is at something X rupees 0.17 paisa. In between, they had changed the rules and they had rounded off the interest only to full rupee. So next year, if I'm getting the say interest of say 100 rupees 89 paisa, so I will get 101 rupees as interest. They had rounded it off. Now that 0.17 always remained. So what they had not taken care of is when they were migrating to the new system, they didn't round off the previous interest. And the checks which were being prepared at the time of maturity had was not printing it in paisa. It took me 4 hours to get my money because they could not do it. I don't know, whatever they would have done it after that. And it took me 4 hours to get my money, which should have been a 5 minutes job because it's all IT done. You have to just close the account and get the money. No. Why? Because someone had missed that particular thing. Either they should have continued to print the check with Pesa. Okay, whatever money they are giving to me. Because we didn't have the account in the bank that they couldn't transfer it. So they had to give me basically the check in hand. Either they should have the facility to print the Pesa also, or at the time of migration, they should have rounded off the previous interest. So this is one where I'm talking about. This is an exceptional condition or a bound. Okay, where we were talking about. If you have to print a check when amount is in paisa. Second, which we all know, okay, the income tax project which had happened, it was so much in media. But okay, here my point is, what is customer's responsibility? It's easy to point out fingers at the IT vendor, but what was the role of the department? What were they doing? Okay, someone would have done the testing. So there are so many steps in testing. Someone would have done the UAT. Someone would have done the volume testing. Someone would have given a go ahead for them to go live. Why blame the IT company for all the things? Where were we? What? So that's where the customer interaction and that interaction is extremely important. And and during testing as well, at any point of time. So ultimately, any part of the world you are in, absolutely easy to blame to vendor. You have not delivered on time. I don't know. You can forget any future business from me. Right? That's a very pet line from any particular customer. And if you look at it, you may also be knowingly or unknowingly doing it with someone else. For example, you are going to a particular shop, you buy regularly from something. You go to return a particular item, say a dress material. You bought a shirt. It says 30 days, and you got late, and you go to him after 32 days. He said, "No, I will not take it back." I said, "You tell him once more, I'm a regular customer, blah blah blah." He says, "No, I'm as the boss. I will never buy it from you in future." Right? You get annoyed, and you come back from there, and you say, "I will never come back to you." So it's a particular scenario like that in daily life. So many incidents happen. If you try to relate it to all these things, to the sales point of view, there's nothing different, and it's in the, which happens in these particular scenarios. So testing is the key for a good delivery, quality management, regular reviews. Okay, and that is what can fetch you the repeat business for the customer, and these can be the customers for life for you. Okay, we have seen the customers. If I tell you, I had done, I was in Edinburgh those days with an insurance company. That was 1990-91, and somewhere in 2005 or so, someone from TCS who was there, and he said, "Manoj, you were in Scottish, sir, you were in Scottish Equitable also sometime." I said, "Yes." "Arey, your code is still there." Because we used to, wherever we are making changes, we used to put our initials over there, and we put our name over there. So they could see, okay, who has done those changes or anything like that over there, whatever needs to be done. So relationship with the customer is the main thing to be maintained, and for repeat business perspective again.
Yeah.
Now, in this thing, one more very important thing for any particular country or any particular thing. What happens once we reach certain threshold? We get busier. We are looking for other country. We go into other important works, and we drop the ball there. When I say we, I mean the you as a leader. Okay, you as a leader, you have developed a relationship with a particular country. Okay, with the customers, and you have dropped the ball because you got busier in other countries, or the other things have taken priority over this. You pass it on to someone else. Now that relationship or the chemistry which you had developed with them was different. So even if you have passed the baton to someone else, my recommendation would be, again, at least once a month, stay in touch with them. Don't drop the ball completely. Maybe a 5 minutes phone call. That's it. If you're part of a review, it's good. If you're not, just a 5 minutes phone call in general to maintain that relationship, continue that status. If you're going to that particular country, even if you have nothing to do from business perspective with them, go have a cup of tea with them. If they can find time, obviously, it is mutual. Normally evenings they can go out of socialize with them. So relationship is the key for business with any one of them, which you all know. So this is the one thing which I wanted to say. And this particular slide, I think there is nothing else here. So we can, if Kumar, if anyone else wants to know anything more on this, I'll be happy to address if there is anything.
There are a bunch of questions, but they are on a variety of things. One question which is not exactly related to this, but I think interesting question is, when do we take a call to actually open a sales office in a country? Is it required or is it just for show? How important is it to have an office in a country?
Okay. See, one way to look at it is, what is the threshold? Okay, you want to start to open an office. But even before you do that, see, once you have got a channel partner in a particular country, ideally, and I said that in that particular slide also, you should have one salesperson of yours be stationed over there in that country. I know it's a cost. You need to figure it out from how much investment you intend to do. Have a customer, have your one person over there. And as I said, for any meeting, ideally two people should be there. The second person can travel on and off for a 1 day or a 2 day as and when required. But station one person don't open a full-fledged office. Maybe he can work from partner's office itself. And when you're setting up the terms and conditions with any channel partner, they normally allow you that. Normally allow that. But once you reach the threshold of your business, with 3 accounts, 4 accounts, and if you want to add more sales guys over there, you need to take a call at that point of time. There is unfortunately no algorithm to decide that. Okay, or no set rules to decide what should be the threshold. If I say once you have a $5 million business, or you have a $10 million business, or you have to, it's entirely your call when you want to set up a full independent office. Okay, but uh, having one person presence is to knock the doors, because uh, your channel partner can help you to get the meetings, but someone has to go and meet them and
Yeah.
continue. So after first meeting, to continue, so you may not reach the business partner, and you may not require your domain guy also to be there for every meeting. I mentioned it ideally for first meeting when you're having, but or whenever required. But then he can, the salesperson, whoever is stationed there, can go and meet on a regular basis, seeking business opportunities with them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think depending on market size, how much revenue, so many variables, right, to decide. And again, it's also how much funding,
Yeah,
how much money you have in the bank. So there are far too many variables around this. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. How to start a conversation with some prospects in new geographies? Again, this is very generic, but I don't know. It works differently for different countries as far as I have observed. But do you have any answer that
sorry, I missed you. I missed you on between,
how
Kumar. Sorry, can you repeat?
how to open up conversations with new prospects in new geographies? So it's a new geography and it's a
Hmm.
new prospect. So it's like complete stranger, I would say. Yeah, how to start a conversation with a complete stranger is what I would say is the.
Yeah. See, again, two things which come to my mind. If you have a product which is a very niche product, right? You can always, I'm assuming again, the basics is you would have done the homework of what this customer does and how good the fitment could be of your product to them. Or when you're going internationally, I'm again assuming you would, for that particular vertical, you would have some customer already done in India or elsewhere, right? So when you're going over there, so that we need to talk about if we have developed a product from your vertical perspective, and this is the niche things which we have done it for you. So how to start is from that particular, only if we are a startup or whatever we are from India, we have developed a product which suits your particular vertical, and these are the particular ABCDE offerings for that particular thing. Show them a small demo well, from that perspective and see how appealing it is. Or if you know their problem, in case we know their problem, that is the best way to do it. If you know the problem, how you can resolve it. Or if you know certain features, Okay, nowadays most of the companies are AI companies and things like that, which we are doing. That's the thing. If you can, and you may uh, look at the situation, or you are able to look at the circumstances, the cases, which you can go and demonstrate to them from their business perspective itself. Okay, create a scenario, business scenario, their business scenario itself. Take it as a pilot of cocaine there for one or two things and show it to them. And I'm not saying a detailed presentation or a detailed demo, but from demo perspective, one or two features which may appeal to him or which may be very, very relevant for their business.
Yeah.
Got
Got it.
Ultimately, you have to show your niche. What is the need for customer to look at you? Okay, how you convince them, how you, as I use the word trust, how you win their trust. See, if you know your product well inside out, whatever you're demonstrating to them, whatever questions he has, you are able to answer those questions. Okay, and not say, okay, I'll get back to you. It's a type of scenarios, and that is the reason why I was saying a sales guys, if it is a product, a sales guy should dirty their hands. Okay, at home, sit in the conference room for a week, close in a closed room environment, and play with the product. Play with the product. Look at all the navigations. Try to sell it to his boss. Then try to sell it to you, and you guys can, because you know the product better than him, and you will be able to ask questions to him, which can help him for that whatever objections you can raise. Think it from customer's perspective. What customers will ask? If you the role play situation I'm talking about, he knows, he goes there, and each and every selling is a learning. Each and every meeting is a learning. If customers has asked some questions, you'll be in a better position to tackle it somewhere else as well.
Great. Yeah. So there is a lot of questions. So shall we jump into the questions, or you?
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. I just wanted to go back a little bit to the beginning. A couple of questions on how to, on the hiring side itself, what to look for in a salesperson. If I'm setting up a sales team and I want to hire a sales guy, what are the some typical characteristics to look for? I mean, I've also moved from a delivery role to a business role, so this is like, is there something called a pure sales guy, or is there a sales DNA, or some typical things that a sales guy should have?
See, couple of things from sales guy perspective. Obviously, the key is communication, right? That is the basic skill which is required. How well he can communicate. Second is his listening. How well will he listen to the customer? Okay, his grasping power, what customer is saying, how well he can understand. Okay, one. And from wherever he's coming currently, how is his product knowledge of that particular thing? How well he knows that. So basically, you can make a note of it. Where can he really pick it up? Can he pick up quickly? Can he do it? And second, one key aspect from sales, any salesperson is he a team player? Ultimately, as I said, especially in IT sales, it is not a one person sale. I'm not selling a refrigerator, then I can sell it alone. I tell you all the features of a refrigerator, and you can buy it. It's not off the shelf product like this. It's a consultative selling. Primarily, it's a consultative selling, and it's always a teamwork. Is he a team player or not, or does he want to show it's me and me and me only? Okay, so that you have to make a judgmental call how thing it is. Secondly, can he be creative? Okay, off the cuff, can he be creative in customer scenarios, customers raising objection? How well can he defend his particular product? So this you can make a judgment if you're asking him about from where he's coming, what he used to sell, how he used to sell, and you are raising objections if it's from his particular product, he's trying to sell that product to you. How creative he could be in his thinking to address your objection that you have raised, okay, and to make you, to compel you to buy that product, to make at least make you think towards that and take it to the next step, and it's not getting closed there itself. So if he is able to convince you to take it to the next step, I think that could be the good thing to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Market is down. I mean, of course, these cycles come and go. Uh, any survival tips and tricks in a down, a market which is in a consistent downtrend, what to do, how to, keep things moving. You already mentioned about, make sure you don't lose any customers in a situation like this. Very, very
Yeah.
important. Absolutely. Anything else that you would like to mention?
See, I think, like you said, I've already mentioned two important factors
Yeah.
which I feel in this particular scenario are not to lose the customer, to continue with their existing customers, retain them somehow, to see how, so keep your lights on, keep your lights on. Secondly, look with whom you can partner with, maybe with the larger IT companies to go with, because they'll have always have the need to look for more skills, more people, and figure it out. If you can join hands with them, collaborate with them to take it somewhere.
Yeah.
These are the two key things which come to my mind as of now.
Absolutely. Yeah. And also it's very geography specific, right? What you can and do is company specific, geography specific as well. People who are purely in services may want to do different things, and people who are in product may want different things. Uh, a very specific question: what should SMEs keep in mind if they are to pursue any government deals or government contracts? I'm not sure how well it will work for SMEs. I know the government is trying to encourage SMEs to bid for government deals, but any thoughts on that? Because you have a vast experience in this particular space as well, Manoj.
Yeah, and I've worked with government internationally as well as in India
Hmm.
pretty well. See, I don't know where we are talking. If you're talking India specific things, India government has a very specific process. They publish RFPs, and in RFPs they have the qualification criteria. I had heard probably they were trying to waive off some criteria for startups.
Hmm.
Okay, or they were trying to give some waivers. I'm not sure how much well it is in place. Uh, but from government opportunities perspective, we also have to look at it. Are we trying to bid for or do we have the capacity to build for the entire bid if it is a large opportunity?
Yeah.
Or if we have a niche product which can go, it could be a very part of it. Okay, supposedly 10% of your product gives a 10% of the solution, then you may like to partner with some of the companies, larger IT players in India, to talk to them, offer their services. And the way to talk to them could be, uh, here we are talking government, right? So you may try and talk to the government verticals in these companies, and if I can use the word, get empaneled over there to within these IT companies, larger IT companies could be, and see if that's a possibility, if they're convinced about its solution, because that's also need based, because it could be a very particular solution that we are looking at to take it further.
Uh,
I
there is
hope it addresses what you're looking at.
Yeah. There is a marketing question. I'm not sure I can ask. I mean, very specific, what will be the best approach to get in touch with prospects? Currently, we are using LinkedIn and cold emails, and both are consuming a lot of time. Do you want to take a shot at this? I would say this is more of a marketing rather than sales point of view.
Yeah. Okay. See, one thing. It's correct. It's a marketing question. One thing which I can think of is from your sales guy's perspective. See, there are quite a few events which keep on happening in all the countries, in all the cities. Right? It could be a CII event, it could be an FII event, or it could be any or it could be the vertical specific for, say, for example, ACMA, Auto Component Manufacturers Associations, or a Retailers Association of India. These associations may be conducting events in the cities where, so if you have a solution for a particular vertical, okay, vertical specific, uh, maybe be in touch with these larger association people, and in their events, two things can be done. One, if you can get a speaker slot, ideally, but these are again expensive because they may be charging something, but you can still have a booth over there. Even if booth doesn't work, if you can send your salesperson over there, he may be able to talk to 10, 20, 30 people over there, give your card. It it could be another way to find leads. I'm talking about within India that we are talking about. Internationally, again, there are so many events which happen, IT events which happen, right? And most of the countries it is there. I know Dubai does it. Dubai has grown many fold now. What they know what it used to be. Saudi Arabia does it. Most of the countries they have IT events. Okay, I know Bahrain because I've been there. Everywhere these it could be a vertical specific also, like financial services specific. But so if you have a financial services solution, for example, you may take up a booth space over there. That can also be a possibility.
Yeah. I think that already answered. There was a question around whether tech events are really worth attending. I think that's essentially your answer is yes, definitely. So I will mark that as answered. Uh, okay. The earlier question I asked about what to look for in a salesperson, right? This is a follow-up, I think very interesting follow-up. Many of us have faced this. How much period should we give to a sales manager or BDM to evaluate whether they are up to the mark and or when do we draw the line, basically?
Sorry, I think there's a poor connection. I'm sorry, can you repeat?
Yeah, basically, how much time do we give for a sales manager or a BDM to uh, perform?
Perform. Okay. This is a very interesting question. Okay. I have in my life, okay, I had mentored many people, many sales guys, and many of them, when they're looking for a change, they still call me and seek my opinion. See, what the way I look at it, my perspective is very different. The way I look at it is if you have hired a person at that particular time, okay, you need to mentor him, you need to coach him. It's a continuation. It's a continuous thing. You have to find out from him how the things are going on. Regular reviews are important, as I said, even from sales point of view. So we need to understand what are the challenges he's facing and how can we support him. And it's very easy to say you're good for nothing, okay, and lay off. And nowadays, why in sales? So many layoffs globally have happened in past 2 years has been very bad for from IT layoffs perspective. We all know, but no salesperson is a star, as I say, is a star salesperson or thing. It's the support we are giving to him. Basically, what depends how much support we are. If I give you an example, if there are two opportunities for one salesperson in a particular country, he has a $2 million opportunity. Another country, the sales guy has an opportunity which could be $10 million. Now, whom will you support? As an organization, obviously, we look at a $10 million opportunity. Entire focus of the team, your effort, everyone is looking at that particular $10 million. And then you win that particular thing and you say you are a key sales guy. And out of it, $2 million could not even bid or he lost that opportunity. He becomes a bad guy. Right. So it's depends how well a particular person or salesperson gets supported. If you are supported well, everyone will shine. Everyone will shine. Can the possibility was, could we have supported both the teams? Okay, rather than putting entire focus on a $10 million deal, could we have divided the team in our base team in such a way that we could have supported both? We could have won both, right? So in IT sales, basic thing remains how well we can support him in the opportunities. Yeah, if you say he's not even getting any opportunities, he's not making any efforts. See, there could be a dull year, okay, or a dull quarter. Okay, IT sales, we have to be very, very patient. Let me tell you, there will be rejections. It's not that you can win everything. You will lose deals. Okay, and there is sales cycle is long. Even especially in services sales cycle is very, very long. So you have to be patient. But my perspective was, like, as I said, very, very different. I've been always uh, be very, very supportive. If the person is not taking undue advantage, or if I can use the word leniency, of your leniency, if he's not making undue advantage, if he's genuine, if he's just, if he's making efforts, I think we need to give him some rope before you take a call. So defining a window is a bit difficult from that perspective. He'll also feel if you're giving him a rope, everyone understands. See, salesperson always understand what is required of him. It's not that he's not trying to close the deal. It all depends what can be done. You must have look at. I'll give you a very good example, and you all must be familiar with that. Look at the product companies. Okay, multinational product companies or SAP, Oracle, so on and so forth, IBM and all. When they're selling, okay, they have put up a bid. It's not closing. In the last week of the quarter, they will go and give him heavy discounts. Sir, I'm giving you this discount. This is for today. If you can give me an LOI today, I'll give you X% off. Or if it is a financial year, and they do that. That is a very different product selling I'm talking about. Okay, which we may not be able to do it in this particular scenario, but I'm just giving an example. They close it and do it. That doesn't make them a great salesperson, right? So having a how to do it, it's a very, very, very difficult answer and a very uh, emotional answer from my perspective.
Yeah, I know it's a very, very difficult but very apt question because we all come across this sometime or the other, always. One question follow-up for one of the earlier questions is, yeah, say a small company cannot afford a stall in a IT fair. Going as a participant and then networking, will it work at all? Is there an approach? Can we do something there? I don't have a booth, but I still want to get some leads. So can the
Yeah,
sales?
you participate over there. No, even if you don't have a booth, you can attend the event and you can meet the people.
Yeah, just networking, right?
You
That
can
finally it
networking.
comes down to
Yeah,
going and just random strangers talking to them, right?
yeah, networking. Meet the people over there. Networking is the key over there.
Yeah.
Try and do that.
Mhm. Okay, we are really running short of time, but and there are quite a few unanswered questions. So I don't know. Maybe we can take one more question. I'm just seeing which one.
I have just two more slides to show, but
Yeah, yeah,
those are
please.
messages.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are messages. Those are nothing. If you
Yeah, then I think let
want
us
me
go
to,
with that because it will be really difficult to take forward any further questions. We are already at the top of the hour. So yeah, let's go ahead with your slides and
so is
yes,
my screen visible now?
yes, it is.
Yeah. See, this is, I think you all know, this is a very famous saying, people do business with people they like, right? And there are many variants of it. Okay, many other people have added many more things to it. So when I quoted examples to you, or when I said, don't drop the ball, okay, in from any particular geography, wherever you are, it's from this perspective you have developed that relationship, which is extremely, extremely important. So just don't drop it once, even if you're delegated. maintain that relationship with them and continue with it, because people, they know you better than anyone else. They will respect them, they will work with them, but primarily you are the face of the company from that particular perspective. This is one key thing which I wanted to highlight. Second thing, in India, we all do each and everything from auspicious point of view. Okay, we'll buy a car, we'll take it to the mandir, we'll look at the auspicious moments. Navratras are coming, we can buy the car now, we can take the delivery now. I'm sure you all know about Vastu. I think from besides home, from office perspective also, it's equally important. So if you have done it, well and good. If you're not done, I would recommend to have a Vastu also done for your office. Stars, we all know, at least especially India, play a very big role. I'll give you an example. When I was in MEA, we had to submit a proposal. So I had one regional manager for a country who was from South India, and I wasn't aware of those things. I mean, at that point of time, even now. So he said, no, we will not submit the proposal now. We will submit the proposal only after 3 p.m. I said, why? What happened? Why can't we do it now? We are already set. He said, no. After that, only the auspicious period starts from 3 o'clock. So we will submit it only after that particular time. To that extent, people are, and which is there's nothing wrong in that. It's very fine. Equally important from that perspective, as I'm saying, is Vastu of your current office. Try and do that and see what it is. Thirdly, what I wanted to say is, first of all, thanks for your time and participation in this particular thing. One fine thing I would like to say, I'm sure you all must be reading a lot of sales book. Okay, from sales perspective, how to do sales, so many and so forth. If you have not done so far, I would recommend 3-4 books which will give you a lot of insights and a lot of experience from our uh, seniors who have done it. Okay, so there are autobiographies from Mr. Narayan Murthy, from Mr. Azim Premji, Mr. Nandan Nilkani, Mr. Ramdurai. Try to read those. They will how they had developed the companies. We all hear the stories. Mr. Narayan Murthy borrowing some money from Mr. Sudha Murthy, and where he did, what he did. Probably that was a different particular time, and we had the 24/7 advantage, which was being given to the foundation, cost arbitrage, so on and so forth. All that is fine. But there were efforts, there were pain points. Read Mr. Ramdurai's book, read Mr. Azim Premji's books. How you will find in those stories, you can really pick up, and you can see the scenarios which are mentioned over there, built over there, is what you also face and you must be facing now. As I said, the basics remain the same. The challenges, issues remain the same. Technology has changed. Only thing what is changed is the technologies, but your challenges will still be the same. See how they overcame this. You will find a lot of answers within there, what is to be done and what can be done. So I would highly recommend Mr. Ramdrai of TCS, Mr. Narayan Murthy, Mr. Nandan Nilkani, Infosys, Azim Premji of Wipro, and whoever these all great people are.
Absolutely. Fantastic, Manoj. Thank you so much. Great session.
Thank you.
And I know there are still many questions still coming in, but there are 2 more sessions. Jagrati, you will have to probably carry forward the questions and hope that they get answered. There are marketing questions. I think there is a session planned around that as well. So
Right.
yeah, Manoj, thanks once again, and Jagrati, over to you.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kumar.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Manoj sir and Kumar, again for this in-depth conversation that was so much required by our SME members. And thank you for the critical details that we have gone into in discussing the topic to length and breadth that we have done today. So, everyone, the video or the recording for this workshop will be there on the NASSCOM's SME Connect portal on YouTube. The link will be shared post once it is uploaded. And if you have any questions, that you want Manoj sir to answer, you can just mail it at jagrati@nascom.in. We'll try and take it up with sir and try and answer those questions as soon as possible. So thank you everyone for your participation. Thank you, Kumar, and thank you, Manoj sir, for your time today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Take care.
I tried to be as generic and practical as possible. I was giving from a practical point of view, not from any books. So I
Sure.
tried to be as
That's
generic as
what we
possible
need.
and
Yeah.
as practical as practical scenarios that could be given to you guys. Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you all.
Thank you
Bye.
so much, sir.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Bye.